One of the defining features of our city is its amazing coastline with views across the bay into the big blue beyond. Today we're going to make use of this fantastic scenery and build something that will make our city a tourist destination for its citizens and others from further afield too. We're going to make sure that our tram network is well integrated. That is top of the list. So if you're looking forward to today's video, then grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax as we dive into Biscuit Bay. Well, it's spring at the moment, but it will soon be summer, and we want to make sure that all of our citizens have somewhere to enjoy themselves, and this coast is a beautiful place to put some buildings, and we are going to do something special with this area here. So as we've been expanding from these smaller sort of family homes to some more denser buildings over here with a lot more people in, these are like constantly upgrading as well. Just while I'm sat here doing a few different things earlier, the little arrows keep popping up saying they're upgrading. By the way, there we go, there's a load. So the population over here in Brewington is 5,537 in two yet to be named Chester Square 1634, but of course Chester Square includes all of this area down here. And as we head further along the coast here, we're going to be increasing our density in this area. But for today, we're going to have some work to do with the end of this road. So the first thing we are going to do is delete this roundabout because we're going to do some work down here. We're going to extend the land into the sea. I want that on, let's go 80%, and that about 60. 80. There we go. We're going to extend the land into the sea. Let's right click and we're going to build on here. We are going to use a lot of our new buildings that we've been unlocking in our signature buildings section and parks and that sort of thing, because we know we want a load of parks down the middle here. So yeah, I've got some ideas. We're just going to need to do a little bit of changey up here. Let's add in a node there and a node there. We're going to upgrade those two roads. Going to anarchy that. There we go, and the land will connect. Excellent, that's good. So I'm going to build a load of land like this, and then we're going to sort of work on it. It's going to be, yeah, it's not going to be this shape by the time we're finished. You'll get the idea once we start placing down our first building. Let's just extend this road out. We'll pick a pick of that. Get that right in the middle and go out 180 degrees. This is going to have the tram coming down here as well to drop people off, which would be good. So let's upgrade it with tram lines so we don't forget. Upgradey. I didn't realise until the other day. See, I would put a roundabout on here and think the tram lines will go round it, but they don't, which is really odd. I could just like add a road coming out of here and upgrade that with tram lines and they would connect, but they don't go around the roundabout. I don't know whether anyone's ever noticed that before, whether that's just me. So we're gonna have to like pop our own roundabout in here. And I've just realised we've got the generate tool, which will be much easier to use. And we'll get a perfect circle as well. Let's go 34, elevation 0. The snapping doesn't quite snap to the end, although as you can see it's snapping to the road. But I think if we just do that, well, put a double click. Okay, click once, click twice, generate. Yeah, there we go, that's perfect. And then we'll upgrade that road with our 2-lane round here. There we go, fantastic. And then we'll upgrade this with our tram. Excellent, there we go. I just saw we had an extra little node in there. I don't think it's going to make any difference. We'll go with that, and then we'll just remove the traffic lights. Excellent, so that's going to give us the base for our tram stop, and we can work on there. And then we want to come off here for some different buildings. So let's just jump in here and go into our commercial signature buildings and just grab one of these to start off with. I'm thinking the Oasis Kitchen is a fantastic looking building, and we're going to have that down here somewhere. For some reason, the tram's coming down here already. I've not set any stops or anything down here, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. All right, fair enough. You do you. Okay, so our first building is going to go on here. I'm hoping that land is just going to build up for us automatically. It is excellent. And then the idea that I'm sort of thinking of, actually, let's just flatten out this land a bit so we can actually have something to work with. And then the idea I'm thinking of is if we go round these buildings like so, we need to flatten it out a little bit more. There we go, something like that. And then we can take these, our key wall, and we can pop a key wall on there. There we go, excellent. And now you know what's coming next is we can flatten this out. So we can bring that right up to there. I'm going to lower this down a bit because we're... Yeah, I don't want to end up with any problems with the water if I'm doing it too much or too quick. And we can do something like that. And that gets the building out on a nice little peninsula all of its own. But we can do that with a few other buildings as well. Yeah, so I'm looking at this Horizon Lounge. It's got road access, which I don't really want, because this is sort of meant to be more pedestrianised. What I would like to do is turn that around so it faces the other way. That was exactly the same way. Let's try again. There we go. Excellent. So the seating that is in here is out the back, and maybe we can extend that a bit, and then I'm going to delete this and we'll do something else, I think. Unless we do connect this up by a road, we might actually do that. So we've got pedestrian and road access. Yeah, we'll see how things go. So I'm thinking, how far round do we want to take this? Because we could just turn this into a whole waterway. If we pop that into a key wall as well, I'm going to grab that height. And we could do this. I mean, things can change as we go along. We can see how things look like. But there we go. That water will fill in. Oh, it's just looking interesting. I'm liking this. And then we could even put like a boat sort of area in. I mean, even something like this. If we could put some boats in here and have this as a little protected seaway that you get in, maybe, you know, for the uber rich to come across them wherever they're going to live, the uber rich. I mean, they might be on an island over there. Sail over here and enjoy something like that. Oh, okay, excellent. Let's plop another building down. Oh, I like this one. The Dockyard Lounge Park doesn't seem to be filled with driving. Parking spaces, I should say, filled with driving. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a hot day. We're in England here. We are absolutely dying because of the heat. What has gone on here? It's changed the brush strength. It's like going really slow. Come on, there we go. Thank you very much. Let's just get all of that out like so. Why has it suddenly started doing that weird sort of thing? Anyway, yeah, it's super hot. Super, super hot. So we're all... I don't want that one. So we're all struggling here in the UK. I don't want that one either. What I want is this one. Can I get that lined up so it goes up the side of the building? Perfect. Well, look at that. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? Let's just get the whole thing covered in water. Really cool. I'm hoping that will just float off and evaporate or whatever. Yeah, looks like it has. Good, good, good. So I'm thinking this bit here, we just sort of pick a pick of this and see if we can sort of bring that over. I mean, if we go 40... and then straight down at 90 degrees and then off at another angle. That could be the way in if we end up doing some sort of boat thing in here. There we go, like that. Yeah, the water's going to fill that up. And then we could bring this right back so we've got a little bit more space as well. Yeah, there we go. I'm liking that. We've obviously got a few bits we need to tidy up, but that's okay. Oh, we need a key wall. I mean, some of the bits, we've got key walls all over the place. We might actually remove the key wall and put some rocks and stones and things in there. We'll sort of see how it looks. Doesn't all have to be perfectly, you know, neat and tidy all the way round, but so far, I'm liking the way it looks. Yeah, just some sort of really interesting structure. What could we fit in here? Do you know what? I'll tell you what would be great down here is either this Fountain Plaza right in the middle of that roundabout, or I think there is this one here, the Winding Park. I actually like that one. Ooh, I don't know if we could make this bigger and get that in the center there. That could just be absolutely perfect. Let's see what we can do. What we need to do is work out the size that we need. So let's just give ourselves a load of extra space over here. Autosave. We'll have a quick sip of tea. And when I say tea, I mean ice cold water because it's absolutely boiling in the UK. But yeah, apart from that. Yeah, so we're going to pop that like so, and then we're going to generate and we can see the size that we've got. So if we make that, say, 40, yeah, it needs to be bigger. 45? What do you reckon? It's like jumping all over the place trying to snap, isn't it? I mean, 45 might be okay. 42? Yeah, 45. Let's go with that. Excellent. What? I don't want it jumping around with the size, thank you. I want the size I picked. 44. If I go to 45, it jumps. Yeah, look. Why is it doing that? We've got 46 there for a minute. 46. Yeah, thank you. Generate. Okay, very odd. Let us move this, but... oh, man, it's so close. That is so close. I think that's going to be fine. Let's have a look. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm loving it. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. There we go. Excellent. Now, this is a fantastic looking building that I'd like to get on here. The Hergé Museum, Hergé or Hergé, I think it's pronounced, is the writer of Tintin. Of course, a load of other things on the screen there that you can read about as well. And this is in Belgium. And we went there just a couple of weeks ago and saw this and looked around. I absolutely love Tintin. And this is exactly what the building looks like. It is a fantastic creation. I'll tell you who it's by once we get this in here. And I want this alongside the road here. So we're going to grab that. I'm just wondering whether to have... oh, let's try that again. What I'm going to do is turn all of those off so it just grabs roads for me. And I'm wondering whether we're going to just set that so it's the same distance as there. Yeah, I think so. And then if we get 90 degrees, brilliant. Okay, it looks like we need to have the land there before I can place that. Otherwise, it just forces you to have the key wall on the side, which I didn't realise. Okay, so I'm hoping this is going to fit up against here. It is excellent. So let's plop that down. Oh man, we are spending so much money. Let's just have a look at this. This is brilliant. The front of it is designed slightly different. I mean, whoa, that was another autosave. This building here is exactly what it looks like. The main building. I didn't see a rocket on the outside, but this is my favourite Tintin stories where they go to the moon, which is great. A double feature, that one. 2 comic books, and then we've got, oh, this is, they have this, one of these inside the museum, which is brilliant. But Red Rackham's Treasure, another one of my favourite ones. Yeah, this is great. I am loving this. It's fantastic. Very, very nice. So let me just think. I'm wondering, should we make this road up here not a pedestrian road, because people do need to drive and get to some of these other places. We might change this road down here too, but let's just upgrade that to a, yeah, one of these will be good. Excellent, so they can at least drive down. Yeah, I'm wondering whether, yeah, I'm going to adjust this slightly. We're going to do this, I'll tell you why, and then what we're going to do is the roads that go around is we're going to grab those instead and have those upgrade. There we go. So you can drive to each one, but if you want to walk around the back, there we go. You get a nice pedestrian road. That one has to be like it is. Yep, excellent. Let me just sort out the key walls on here. That's all okay. Not quite sure what is wrong with you. Ah, there's road access on the side. That might be what is wrong with you. So I'm going to grab this one here. I'm going to upgrade that. Yep, fine. Excellent. Well, that just makes sense for that asset. Brilliant. Oh, dear. Oh, the land's all looking a bit winky-wonky there, isn't it? There we go. That's fine. Okay, we'll come back to that side. I'm sure there'll be some more things that we want to tweak and add. This side over here, I am thinking that we're going to make this something a little bit more for the kiddie winkies. And there's a few parts I've got in mind. So we've got the old Ferris ride park, which is going to go on here. So I'm going to just sort of freeform these, and then we're going to join them up afterwards. And then we've got the, where is it here? This one here, the yeah, we'll do that one. That is Jet Set Jubilee Carousel Park. So I think we're going to have that one. Let's go here with this one. There we go. So we can have a little something here. Then we've got the Merry Merry-Go-Round Carousel Park. So these have ended up all being sort of facing maybe like a plaza or something in the center, so we can work on connecting those together in a way that makes sense. We'll look at that. Oh, and there's this one, the Bouncy Castle Park. So let's grab this over here. Now, I know some of you have probably already run to the comments and said, what about the poor people that have lived here for so long? You've just ruined their view and all that sort of thing. That's not the final placement, don't worry. I'm just going to say that when we build a city in City Skylines, we're not building it in chronological order of everything. So we're going to assume these people bought these houses here, knowing that these buildings are already out here, but they still enjoy the amazing view of the surrounding city in Biscuit Bay. So that's the answer to that. Right, let me do a little bit of work on here and we can see what we come up with. Oh, I'm liking how this is coming along. So I was just thinking about doing the same thing on the edge of these pedestrian streets as we've done over here, but as this whole area is dedicated to children, I'm trying to think how can I make it a little bit safer. So what we're going to do is we're going to have certain areas that are good for keys. So we're going to mark this all out. We're going to have one there. We're going to have one maybe here. I am wondering whether to connect this up or keep this sort of waterway through here. We'll see how we go. And then, of course, there's a couple of bits that are just a bit sort of winky wonky like that, which will go with the shape that we've got, and just see how this sort of works out. And I think maybe add in like a wide pedestrian key sort of here. And maybe another long one. Let's keep it at the right height, if you don't mind. Yeah, I don't know what height that's going to. Let's pick a height, and then we can always change the height because we've got move it. Yeah, and doing a couple of bits like that. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go in here. We're going to set that. Go to our filters, turn them all off, turn on the nudes, grab all of that, control... Don't know what I did there. Oh, I'm doing something. It's like all going down one end. I'm doing Control G by mistake. I meant to do Control H. Well, we'll do that first. I've no idea what Control G does. And then we'll do Control H again and set it to that. There we go. That is the height that we want. It might be that I need to do this one again because I need the land up to it. Okay, apparently Control G is aligned to terrain heights. Okay, there we go. We learned something new. So there we go. We've got this one in here. And then I'm not quite sure. I think we might just connect them up with our wide pavement path, just sort of running along the side here. And just go with that and see how that works. I'm going to turn off snapping. There we go. I was hoping these two would meet up okay. If I go like that, they do. Excellent. That's the sort of thing I want. And then we can build this out with rocks and such and just see how that looks. I know 90's in there somewhere. If you could just do it for me. Oh, there we go. That would just be great. Thank you. Yeah, something like that. We've always got the option to tweak things a little bit later on, but that's good. And then what I'm thinking is, I mean, yeah, he's using some of the rocks. We could do with some bigger rocks along here. I know there's some fantastic looking sort of cliff rock things that we could use. I mean, obviously we've got a load of mountains up there. It might be that this is a good place to use them. I'm going to grab them from the workshop in a bit and we'll see how it goes. But that's the sort of idea I've got for there and around here. This we could just sort of, decorate it. I just want to check we haven't got all sorts of traffic lights in places that we don't want. No, we're okay. Nothing there. This one has, but there's a lot of people crossing. And this also might be the main crossing that gets people over to here. Yeah. So let's pop in a 1U pedestrian street. This is going to be a little bit of a work in progress. And then we just do that and it worked first time. Yep, good. There we go. So they can then walk through here, which is good. I'm just sort of looking at this now, even with the new textures that we've got, that sort of rock edge on there isn't too bad, is it? We had a bit of foliage and things. I might just end up leaving it like it is. Right, so let's decide what we're going to do here. We've obviously already got this quay wall. We could just bring that straight into there and make that all one big landmass, which I'm half considering doing, because we could then add a bit of a car park up here and a way for people to walk over. And this will be like one of those parks where obviously it's on a lot smaller scale, but you might pay a small fee, come here, you'd have picnics and stuff and all that sort of thing. That is roughly the idea I'm going for. So maybe we will have a small peninsula, probably not the right word, a small connection like going through here, which means we're going to need to go there and there. And we're going to downgrade that road to something that isn't a quay. There we go. Excellent. Then we can get our land to connect, and it's sort of turned into something with a fence on the side. Which might be just the quay wall that we've had before. I don't know what that is. We're going to delete that, and we're just going to draw this in again so we actually get what we want, which is that totally flat road. Excellent. And then we could add a couple of crossings in either side. So I want to go here. We're going to have a crossing there and a crossing there, and this is going to be super pedestrian friendly. So it's literally just going to be a traffic light for crossing. It might be we just have the one crossing, actually. That might make it a little bit more sense. Remove that one. Yeah, there we go. So that is the crossing to get over. Yeah, and then we'll have some parking over there. Just looking at a couple of options. Oh, solar powered parking lot. I don't think that would be too shabby along the front there, would it? There's not many spaces in there. I mean, we could do one either side. Is that going to be too many? Let's just sort of angle that a bit so we're not all coming in at the same place. Yeah, that's something like that. Why not? I think that would be good. Oh, and this little spot here seems perfect for a community pool with all the little kiddie winkies are coming over here and they want to get out of the heat safely, of course. Then we can have access to this pool, and we're going to add paths and all sorts of things in here when we do a decorating time lapse. Oh dear, waiting for an ambulance. But yeah, we're going to have tram stops around here too, while I just think of it. Could we add in, yeah, let's take that off and do this one, some really nice tram stops in here, architectural tram stop shelter right on the side of this road. Yeah, that'll be perfect. We're going to have one here like so. I'm also going to add another node in there so it doesn't take up the whole space. I like it. Then we're going to add another one in over here like that. We're going to add a little bit of a node in there. Yep, that's good. Excellent. So now they can get off either side depending on where they are going to. What is happening to our water? Why is this suddenly such a problem? Everything's connected. Do we just suddenly have run out of water? Yep, okay, that was that is the solution. Let's jump into services and water. We've got 80%. Pump that up to 90 and everybody's happy. Brilliant. So now we've done this here, I was thinking whether we could just sort of make this a bit of a bridge to walk over the water that goes through here. Just might make it seem a little bit more fun, perhaps. Let's just see what we can work out. I mean, what about something like that? I think that looks okay, doesn't it? Makes it a bit of interest. Walk across there, enjoy the views as the kiddie winkies are heading across with their parents. Yeah, I like it. Very nice. Oh, and it just reminds me, as the tram is going round, let's attach it to these stops here. I don't know why it's coming down there and going round. That is really weird, but it is going to do it now anyway because we're adding those two stops in on that route. Didn't we have two trams? One going in each direction. Let us have a look. Tram, toggle off. So there's that one, and then there's that one. Okay, so we'll have this one as well coming in. Why is it crossing over all winky wonky like that? Oh, I know. I bet it's that thing that we've seen before. Let's just grab that. You have to actually draw it in and let go first. So yeah, it is going to cross over because this tram comes in the other direction, but we want them both to stop there as well to give full access to everything. There we go. Excellent. There we go. I'm liking the way this has turned out. Using lots of the props and things. We've got some places you can sit and just enjoy the view across the Biscuit Bay. And I think it is looking absolutely fantastic. I forgot to tell you who created this. If we click on there, it's Tio Auditore, maybe. Created the Tintin Museum. But altogether, I think it looks really well. I'm going to leave this section here with the boats and things. I don't have any installed, so we're going to come back to that and pick some really nice ones to go in there. And I did just add a little bit of parking at the back here, thinking that the museum is going to have a lot more people in. I mean, these have their own parking. Well, that one does. That's got a few. I think people can park there and walk over. But I think that all goes together really, really well. So we need a name for this area, which you can let me know in the comments below, because you are so good at all the names. And we do have a name for Chester Square. This is going to be changed to a name that was suggested by Samuel Cox, and this was for the name of the entire city. It wasn't chosen for that, but I liked it so much that Chester Square is now going to become Teetering, which is absolutely brilliant. I'll be keeping an eye out for any names for Spruce Brook to turn into as well. Well, the combination of fantastic looking assets, imagination, and the new textures, which I absolutely love by the way, have given our citizens a great place for a day out with the kids. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to tackle the other side of this island that we built, where we're going to put some boats and do some other things as well in a future episode. Thank you so much everybody for watching. Keep all your suggestions coming in the comments. I love reading through them. And also I want to especially thank all my patrons, with an extra special shout out to my 3 new patrons, Matt2895, Joe and Helen, and Snipper. Thanks again everybody. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Biscuit Bay.